So I saw this video today that I'm gonna put a link to down below so you can check it out, and I'll play a little snippet of it in here. But supposedly somebody said it was a Freemason or Freemasonic view of the Earth. I'm not sure if it was a Freemason putting it up. It's in Russian. I don't know the channel, but I thought it was interesting mostly because it's combining everything I've actually been talking about on my channel. I know I don't often do videos on flat earth. It's mostly more biblical related, but of course the flat earth is in the Bible, as I have other videos in the past that show that. And so I don't really spend much time on it, especially since I can't prove anything. But I just felt like this was kind of confirmation more in everything that I've been looking at. I'll show some previous videos of mine that do discuss this, that you can see that I have been talking about this for a long time. And this video that I'm talking about here was put up May 9th in 2017, but I've been talking about it beforehand. Um, the view is a flat earth here where the red line is the equator, and then there's a hole at the North Pole. And I've spoken about this on Facebook. I don't know if I've mentioned it in videos, but the blood over intent people, they are signing blood deals with demons, and they believe that they have to go to the North Pole and go down. Okay, so this model actually shows that there's a way to go to the North Pole and go down. And they're getting their information from demons. Now, of course, everything is flipped for them, and that's what I'm saying. You know, down is the abyss. They want to go down into the abyss, but they think it's flipped, so they think that's the good place to go. And so if you hear somebody saying that that's the good place to go, remember that it's flipped. They're getting their information from demons. The New Jerusalem comes down from heaven to us. And, if it went straight down from the center, then it would end up at the North Pole on the flat earth model. As this shows, there's the triangle here, and the compass area. So, and then you got the moon on one side and the sun on the other. Remember, these will be circling. So, at nighttime, the moon would be over here and the sun would be over here. They also have the phases of the moon, and it seemed to imply that this was what's causing the phases of the moon, and the different location is because of this blocking it. I know in the flat earth community they've tried to figure out what's causing the eclipses and things like that. Another thing to focus on if you're trying to figure that out is the fact that the moon rotates at night. I'll leave a link below to this video by Mr. Thrive and Survive where he talks about how this video where it shows that the moon is actually rotating overnight. So they take video throughout the night and keep moving it around, and then you can see that it's rotating. And he takes some screen captures in here where you can see that the image has actually rotated overnight. So I don't know what's causing that exactly, but I don't know if we're seeing a reflection of the moon or the actual moon or what it is at all. That's one reason why I don't do videos on flat earth. I have no idea what's really going on. But I do know that the earth is not moving, and there are four corners, and it's a circle, not a sphere. That's according to the scriptures. I did a video comparing the Genesis active creation to what NASA says actually happened with the Big Bang, and it's obvious that these are contradictory to each other, so you have to pick which one you're going to believe, and I believe the scriptures on the creation of the earth. So I don't know what's going on with the moon exactly, but you can check out that video and this video, and these are supposed to rotate around. But what I thought was interesting, this is where the land is, and she also says basically the opposite of this side is people standing, what people would call gravity that holds people down here. I don't believe in gravity. They're saying that people would be standing upright on the ground, upside down, which is not something I haven't talked about here before. I did this video in May the 11th in 2016. So it was a little while ago, but you can see that I had people standing upside down. And what I'm saying is that what people call the hollow earth, with their little sun is actually the abyss. So where people are standing upside down, there'd be a black hole sun down here underneath the earth, which is basically what this was saying. And so my point here is that I have spoken about this stuff before. And if you flip this, you can see that it looks like the pupil of an eye. And I've talked about how there's a lot of eyeball symbolism from the elite. And that's, going through different dimensions. And what people would say going from the abyss to our world is like an eyeball structure. And then you have, pupil there, as I talked about. I've also posted this video, this is from January 11th, 2016, about all the different explanations about the shape of the earth. And I don't agree with this, the concave and all that stuff where there's hell is inside or hell is outside or whatever. That doesn't make any sense because the Bible says hell is below us and heaven is above us. And so, I was okay with the slight concave or slight convex in the eyeball structure. Casey from Enter the Stars is the one who did all the eyeball structure stuff, and that's just great. It was great. Here's another idea where if you go down underneath the flat earth, you would have the bottomless pit. Well, that's where the eyeball would see out of. And yeah, I got that. And that would be in the center of the earth, of course. Also, I had this picture where there's the donut shape, and in the center, this has to do with electricity. So it is definitely clear to me that there could be a center to the earth that is an abyss that goes down to where the abyss would be. And I've spoken about the, upside down sky becoming the sea and everything about this being mixed up and seeing people standing upright above you, which would actually look like they're, on a different gravity or something. So I've definitely been considering these things for a while. This is June of 2016. And Pink Floyd had this whole thing about the eyeball and the center, and this is the black hole sun, and you see the water surrounding it, the four corners. And Bowie talked about the pulse returning for the prodigal sons, and this is of course called Pulse. And we had that whole Pulse nightclub shooting thing that's actually an anniversary thing, and now people are talking about this again. It's really interesting, the timing of this. So I don't know how the Pulse relates to the prodigal sons returning to our Father and heaven coming back to earth. What's going on here? I don't know. But I know that this stuff, has been lining up, and I've been seeing the pieces for a while. I did this video April 2016. Another interesting thing that people tend to point out in the decoding, truther community, if there is a truther community, right, is if you had a line here, like an I, and then you have an X, and then you have an X, and if there was an I here, then you'd have the Roman numeral 9 and the Roman numeral 11, and so you got 9/11. And so that's another interesting tidbit. People keep seeing 9/11 and 11/9 and everything 11/6. It's interesting, all this stuff popping up. And I don't know if this person's video is legit or not, if they're telling the truth. They have written down some numbers and everything about distances. I'll let you be the judge. You can decide. Just pray to not be deceived. And of course, you should do that when you're listening to me too. So I'm just going to share some of the video, and I'll leave links below so you can see this. And if you were interested in any of my other flat earth videos, things that I've discussed here, my playlists, etc., I'll leave all those links below in the description box, and you can check them out. Thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoy this. Shalom.